Oh. Okay, now let's start with the cornerstone exercise 5-1. Okay. In your share screen is cornerstone exercise 19-1. Okay, please follow. Now, in this problem, we are going to compute for the payback period. Now, actually, the payback period is the number of years by which you can recover your investment. So, in the problem, the investment cost is 360,000, and every year, the cash flow will be 120,000. That's for the storage facility. In other words, for the storage facility, the cash flows are uniform or even. What we mean by uniform or even is that every year the cash flow will be the same. So you can seldom find a business nga ang iya nga cash flow uniform or even. For example, if you have rentals of the space, no? Which may involve the same cash flow every year. So that is an example. Or let's say you lend money and the amount of interest is uniform every year. Now that's another example. So in question number 1, involving even cash flow, the payback period is the original investment divided by the annual cash flow. So 360,000 divided by 120,000, you have 3 years. In other words, your investment of 360,000 can be recovered in 3 years. Now, in number 2, the project here is a storage facility. However, the even cash flows here the second project is the car wash. But the car wash involves cash flows which are uneven or not uniform. So, meaning in year 1, you have the cash flow of 112,500 in year 2, year 3, 4, and 5. So it shows that every year you have different annual cash flow. And you have to recover the cost of the investment. So in year 1, that involves year 1. You can recover only 112,500. So you still have to recover 247,500. You recover 142,500 in year 2, so that's another year. And you still need to recover 105,000. That's 247,500 minus 142,500. So in year 3, you recover 60,000. That's another year. 60,000. So the remaining unrecovered investment at the beginning of year 4 is 45,000. But in year 4, you are able to receive cash flow of 120,000, so that you do not need the whole of year 4 to recover 45,000. Now with the assumption that your 120,000 will be received evenly throughout the year for uniform, no? So that means that the 45,000, you divide that by 120,000 for the whole year, meaning you are going to recover the remaining 45,000 in only a fraction of a year. So that's only in 0.375 of a year, barely mga 4 months lang, you can already recover your remaining investment. So the time needed to recover the second project is 3.375 with the same cost of 360,000. So even though in number 2, the cash flows are uneven. Now, the storage facility, that's project number two, has a shorter payback period and thus seems less risky and would have less impact on liquidity. Now, because in the first 2 years, you have bigger cash flows. So, we can say that the storage facility has no, actually, the payback period for the storage facility is shorter, no? And you will recover 120,000 a year. So it has a shorter period. Amo na ang imo nga short term ang case number one. That's your storage facility. Now, class, you have to understand that the shorter the payback period of a project, it's more advantageous. So, in the problem, if we compare cases 1 and 2, case 1 has a payback period of only 3 years. Number 2, being the car wash, has a payback period of more than 3 years. So, we have here the statement that the payback period of your project number one, the storage facility, is shorter than that of project number two, being the car wash. So, again, the shorter the payback period, the shorter the payback period, the more acceptable the project proposal is. So the shorter the payback period, the more acceptable the project is in the case of number 1. In case number 3 of 5-1, what if a third mutually exclusive project, a laundry facility, became available with the same investment and the annual cash inflows of 150,000. Now, which project would be chosen? So in number one, you involve a storage facility. In number two, you involve the car wash. In number three, you have a laundry facility. The payback for the laundry facility is only 2.4 years, considering that the cost of the investment is still 360,000. However, every year you can recover 150,000 in the form of annual cash flows. So the laundry facility has a better payback and also has more cash flow over the life and thus would have a more favorable impact on liquidity. So number problem or exercise 19-1 is about payback period. Let's go to number 2, the accounting rate of return. The clinic is planning on investing in some new echocardiograph equipment that will require an initial outlay of 170,000. The system has an expected life of 5 years and no expected salvage value. The investment is expected to produce the following net cash flows over its life. So you have now the cash flows for the 5-year period. Number one, calculate the annual net income for each of the 5 years. Now you are given the net cash flows over the 5-year period. However, when we talk about cash flows, we do not deduct depreciation, considering that depreciation is a non-cash expense. So in computing the cash flows given for each year, we have not yet deducted depreciation. And depreciation is equal to the cost of the outlay of 170,000, and then we divide it by a period of 5 years. So that gives 34,000 per year. So from the net income of 68,000, we deduct 34,000. That's the yearly depreciation. So the net income now is 34,000. The same with year 2. From the inflow, we are going to deduct the annual depreciation and years 3, 4, and 5. So now we get the net income figures. In number 2, the total net income for 5 years is taken by adding the net income from years 1 to 5. So you now get 34,000 2 years, 51,000 2 years, 68,000 year 5. So the total is 238,000 divided by 5 years. In the average, it's 47,600 for a year divided by the cost of the investment of 170,000. So your accounting rate of return is 0.28 or 28%. Now, next we go to requirement number 3 of 19-2. Requirement number 3. What if a second competing revenue producing equipment has the same initial outlay? So that's 170,000 and salvage value. But following cash flows in chronological sequence 102, 102, 102, 68, and 17. Using the accounting rate of return metric, which project should be selected? The first, that's in requirement number 1, or the second, which is really the better of the two. So in requirement number 3, we first compute for the average net income. So from the cash flows each year, we have to deduct the annual depreciation, the same as in number 1, equal to 34,000. So we now get the total of the cash flow of 391,000, and the total depreciation for first year up to fifth year is 170,000. So we now get 221,000. That's your net income divided by 5 years. So the average net income is 44,200. Thus, the ARR is 44,200 divided by the investment of 170,000. So, it has an ARR which is 26% or 0.26, and it is less than the ARR of project number 1, the echocardiogram. Second project is a lower accounting rate of return, that's only 26%. Thus, the metric would say to invest in the echocardiogram. It gives an ARR higher than that of the metrics. However, in reality, the second project would be a preferred project, even though it provides lower RRR and less total cash, because it returns larger amounts of cash sooner than the first project. It is possible that the time value of money may shift the choice to the second project. Now, if you will notice that project number 2 and requirement number 3, in the first 3 years, it involves higher cash flows of 100 to 1,000. Whereas in project number 1, the cash flows involved in the earlier years are lower. Nag-higher lang siya in year 3 and finally in year 4. Okay? So we now go to requirement of 19-3. Okay? So we have now 19-3 involving net present value. Now we have discussed that there are two methods that do not consider the time value of money. Do not consider the time value of money. And they are the payback method, or the payback period, and the other one is the simple rate of return or the accounting rate of return. So the payback period and the accounting rate of return. Now, these are the two methods that do not consider the time value of money. On the other hand, we have the methods that consider the time value of money. We have the net present